I'm gonna show you a thing or two, Princia. Welcome back to another lap of To Be Married and Loved. Last time, Tinsel has actually... Tinsel's mind has actually opened up like an egg, literally. And she is just going through very dramatic pangs of her dark past and her repressed memories. And Rick has actually contacted Dr. Stewart, as well as his kids, and they're going to start treatment on her. So their love really is on the line here. And Tinsel, ever since Bert took her in when her father abandoned her when she was a little younger several years ago, Bert actually took Tinsel in and she became sheltered and she just closed off from all men in general, and she hardly trusts anyone, and thus she had a heart as cold as ice, till she met Rick. But she's been going through a lot of treatment now, and their relationship is truly on the line. You will see soon enough. This is actually a revenge plot here. So, here's lap 5. I just found the Mandala Dance by my nemesis, the IncredibleIntruder. It's sort of a rebuttal to that. So if you're a fan of him, know that I have no regrets. I'm about to show no mercy on IncredibleIntruder. You would see him on fanfiction and DeviantArt. He has those disgusting harem groups. And he happens to be a fan of Princia. Well, that's all about to change here. Will Rick the young Captain Falcon resist her charm as the former failed to do? Round 2 is about to start. Well, round 1 I haven't presented yet. Not just with the testament of Rick and Tinsel's relationship, but lightning is about to strike twice, since the first one was in my Ocarina of Time Pokemon creepypasta and revenge fic, which you would find on the other sites. It's just too risky right now. I don't feel like doing it just yet, but hopefully I will in the future. Anyway, here's lap 5. The Stewarts and Rick gave her the treatment she needed, yet she still finds herself struggling while dealing with her inner traumatic turmoil. Regardless, she vowed she should never care for her estranged father that abandoned her several years back. With that mindset back then, she confessed to Robert, Luna, and Rodney she was too afraid to open up to anyone else, including men. She always believed they're scums of the universe being taken advantage of by manipulative women, or even use sex as a priority and weapon. So she utterly refused to fall in love with anyone, as it'd be something to cripple her independence she fought so long for, the way her damn dad did. Her enthralled father was forcing her to relocate from Mute City to the Asian colonies, particularly the Philippines, a third-world colony in which she had lust for consistent women far away from online alone. She fought long and hard to stay within the safety, comfort, and advancements of the mega-metropolis. So, she received a lot of abuse of all kinds, but sexual, to which she found the succubus's privates, hunger, and orgasms to be quite disturbing. She ran away and needed to seek asylum, but Bert took her in and provided her shelter and support, and right now, she needs it again. Stewart mentioned he looked up an obituary as the archipelago was devastated by a tsunami. Then she screamed as she wished that he wasn't her father since he caused her so much agony and trauma, and got corrupted by his sins of lust and pride. Hence she hollered that he'll never see his late wife in heaven. Stewart came to the conclusion as to why her mind shut down, as a way to attempt to forget all these family affairs and damnation. She had a nightmare later on, and she was smack dab in the middle of a burial surrounded by shades she couldn't recognize. Yet somehow, he was still alive, wishing it was her drowning in that wave instead. She was about to lunge at him, screaming he should have been stabbed, but her body jolted, waking her up and startling. "Ah! You okay? Oh, you were dreaming." She never cried at her dad's funeral and was about to attack him, making sure he was dead rather than an apparition. She'll always hate him for his sins and disregard for her welfare, and Rick understood, and assured that Doc, her therapist, accepted he would be her new father of the bride. Whew, we finally got that out of the way. That actually calmed her down a few notches, and she semi-consciously whispered she would love that. Early the next day, Rick left to pursue a bounty after he received an alert on his key fob. During the middle of her therapy session, which stretched on for several hours, the doc stated that Rick had a marvelous surprise for her. He returned to Mute City from a bounty hunting mission he chose personally, like his first task in Port Town destroying the Hive and the T-virus, which he would actually see in Man of Destiny. Actually, it was for the price of 5, but he lost 1. He was able to infiltrate and shut down several interplanetary brothels, each one run by the Asian colonies on Earth. For each organization broken into, ransacked, and had the head criminals taken into custody, not to mention notifying the Federation afterwards to lock them down, he received over 200,000 space credits altogether. The bounty that had been reported lost was in the Desert Kingdom at Planet Magica. Look, if you guys like Princess Ramode and don't use her as fetish fuel, then by all means, kudos to you guys. If you happen to like Princia Ramode, then kudos to you. Like I would chastise any of those civil fans out there. Then there are those sick people out there, especially those like IncredibleIntruder. Here's why. He followed to a hefty price station there where he met the young adventurous F-Zero racer, Princia Ramode. The 16-year-old was actually impressed when she noticed the young Captain Falcon. So, as a reward for carrying on his mantle and for his vigilance, she took him in, showed him around, and finally down to her basement, which actually consisted her own brothel, complete in ruby and crimson. Never being faced by the disturbing aura, she especially appreciated his youth and his actions on infiltrating those other dungeons in order to exterminate competition. So much so that she gave her hero a Mandala Dance, which she is known for. And she mentioned she was more into him than Samurai Goro, since he treated her like vile, and he stole some valuable goods. Good for him. Luna commented that she can't believe that someone so young was able to manipulate the late F-Zero elitist. She's so cringy. Tell me about it. Ramode also mentioned she gave one to his predecessor as a way to relax. The ceremony struck a chord in Rick as she began. However, during his tepid kiss on her in navel cavities to seal the deal, Rick! Rick! Stop! Both of his beloveds, Tinsel and Haruka, screamed in his subconscious. No! He abruptly shoved her. She fell back in a comfy beanbag chair. She stood there, stunned over him. My heart belongs to another. He showed her the engagement ring, a replica of Haruka's ring gleaming in the soft light. I wish I would have that jingle. Realizing his refusal, she was scorned, and he slowly left without a word, ignoring any recoils. To prove this, Dr. Stewart told Ronnie to do a DNA test. He just came back, and the clear, transparent aluminum tube showed his semen was clean. He passed with flying colors. The doc then told Tinsel of his wedding vows, which made her feel so ecstatic as he was proving his worth to her. No one, not even their mesmerizing obedience, could possibly break their bond. It was no wonder Falcon had chosen him as his successor, and why Haruka loves him so much. and his pure heart and faithfulness demonstrated this. It was as if someone from the heavens answered the call. Dr. Stewart left to escort him in, and her daughter explained that there is an abrupt news break broadcasting the place Rick visited. The entire palace was demolished, along with the surrounding oasis. Heck, the compound looked as if it was just Swiss cheese than an actual royal ground, loaded with large holes and craters. It was ironic since Rick nearly destroyed the Asian provinces, yet he lost one because it had already been assaulted from the outside. According to reports, they said it was devastated by a meteor shower, obliterating everyone and everything within it, even Princia's machine known as the Spark Moon, which enabled quite a spark that magnified its destruction. Rather, its destruction. There were also some rumors of the notorious seducer sending out fan mail to unsuspecting victims, including racers, involving the exotic Mandala Dance. The same one Rick saw, much to Tinsel's shock. It was a good thing Douglas was oblivious to her later on, or God knows what the hell would happen. So much for the purity of the young. Well, it seems she won't be able to send out those viral vids this time. I'm glad that settlement's been wiped out, Tinsel said in glee. She thought that the aforementioned ring somehow shielded Rick from being spellbound, as if Haruka was there, reminding him to not let his heart be tainted again. Could it actually be from Aten? She theorized as a sort of disaster conjured by the ancient Egyptian pharaoh, possibly using Karibo or the five-star twilight, which she would see in ending it all when they infiltrate Darkstar. She, along with the other onlookers, found it quite odd it just happened moments after Rick left. Very odd. The reverie was interrupted by the sound of footsteps as Rick, minus his helmet, and Stewart entered. Tinsel immediately stood up from her perch and raced over to him, hugging him nearly as tight as an anaconda's coil. The hero was blown away of her delivery, even when she broke into tears. Tinsel, what's wrong? I'm here. I'm not tainted, not even how your father was. I know. I'm just so happy. And the therapy sessions had been hectic involving him. Yeah, I'm certain. I was afraid of you, Rick. I was scared you would lose your way like he did, and I'd been shunning men and people out for so long. Rick added more caressing and pressure on her. So I've heard. I'm so sorry. I know. I'm sorry too. Let's go home, Rick. He leaned in for a deep, warm kiss, which made Luna think about getting back to Jack and Phoenix. Before she left, however, Tinsel looked up and wanted her to wait. Then she asked if she would like to be her maid of honor. She simply smiled and said she shall be honored. Just last June, I had released a revenge fic creepypasta first M-rated fic, The Lost Legend of Nemira, a story as bashing the Incredible Intruder's own work, The Gerudo Seduction Dance, and it's mature rated, so viewer discretion is advised. I was looking for that fic featuring Princia Ramode that seemed dance in a way to make Captain Falcon relax in a way. And look what the hell I found! So round 2 was set as Rick resisted Ramode's sway over him, making him as one of her many servants, and God knows if she has manipulated women, extraterrestrials, and anthropomorphics too. As Spock would say, highly illogical. I despise that prick! I'm so goddamn sick of Ramode being used as fetish fuel! Regardless, if it was intentional, a meteor shower, much like the one in the film Armageddon, has destroyed her, and the palace itself. So, ha! I also implied the fact that Princia's machine as the Spark Moon, It's no wonder she wanted to control others to let her win races, since the Spark Moon's almost as pathetic as the Silver Rat. I should know since I unlocked both pilots in the past. I guess lightning strikes twice, so they say. To quote something I've heard in Saber Spark's North Korean Lion King vid, which has been taken down, I guess. Be gone, thought! I swear, I felt like I was being stung. Wait, I used that analogy for the Lost Legend. How about, I felt like how Spock's mind overloaded as he tried to meld with Ilea's sensor. That'll be it. I wish Incredible Intruder would notice my middle fingers at his sexualized and domineering work. I shall never let Princia Ramode rule all the galaxy with all her racing servants by her side, nor Falcon. So fuck it! Take that, Incredible Intruder. I'm glad all the resentment has been set aside. So, until then, this is the Ecron Rider signing out. And please don't use Princia Ramoda's fetish fuel, or else I'm gonna come after you. So, see you guys later.